Traces. To see the first signs of the time, the seed chap, the way water travels beyond the reach of rivers and man, beginning with a thing converted, an equal mind in the face of blind contingency, beginning with the recognition of fact as a start for music, beginning with the eye at a sea space. Silver cars and copper, prows of silver and steel clap foam flecks, heave bramble by stump. Currents of scrub, great furrows of ebbing tide swivel to east to pillars of woodland, jut of the pier spiling, rutted by spindrifts of light. Nothing is inveterate. The direst habit of wind or circumstance wears new, even mockery or violent revenge. That Roman on the wall, the stink of him, stewing from bracken, pile after pile. Beginning with bigotry and a degraded church, a bone injured and decaying in the arm, beginning with gas, primordial, incandescent, with a haggard hawk loosed from its traces. It was to end with sea, a dark green swell, morning wind blowing gorse smell and chamomile to the ships brought round to the anchorage of summer we had found. Sloughed like a napkin, one bird posts past reach, coasts listlessly down by wave as you wade there, something like sunlight, something like skin. The shrug, the hum, or ha. Anoint the slug with salt or lye, his appetite's a spattle trail before the slicks of mind and eye. Tie fat on a limb for the sky, so let it hang for jigget birds beyond the jinks of mind and eye. Sparking spittle, fat and lie, slicks and jinks of mind and eye, spur, branch, and scopper's cry, I light a start of calumny. In brass and in brimstone I burn like a bell. Nearing the beast that baits, things close to the heart. First you remember the fox scattered russet before me, pelting down the old woman so fast I had to keep running or else hit and stay put. Clamour of stones loud as blood, a moon more skin than shell to full eclipse. Coming one with a shears and one with a bill hook, a boy with a glass of golden oil, chandler of hooks, his nets hung like curtains, some wild and bewildered, some hawless, rank as a rake. My hounds tore out my lady's life, but she stood bright upstanding. Phoebus, for his brilliant hair, scorns those without malice on an easy slaw, those drawing forfeit, backing off from real work like a horse backing off from a fire. And the ringing of the game as that which comes softly past hindrance by silent questing, swallows in a knot of air, herring in a knot of water, a great unravelling of silver fish and silver birds. They would have love something other that would have love whole. Climacteric. This time something threatens to give way entirely. Ridgepole, roof beam, whatever you imagine as lasting, this time will fail to remember words that fell so bright and fast about, we found no shelter but the storm itself. Burning branches in stoves and stalls, juniper burning and the place thick with the smell of it. Starbane, lesion in the thew of space. Even the confidence of God at knell of the hardest season withers and rots away. These purposes splinter in a rented room. Intention, surface, prospect before, behind, is all some thriftless illusion drawn down in a trough of queer air. I can guess at it, tailing, diminished. Acknowledge a thread of worn profit, even an infection slowly taken. Nature scourged by sequent effects. No lamp of bronze, no drum at the cross tree, appetite and intelligence and little else. Blood loop on a dry, beaten run. A slate rubbed smooth. Chronicle of the hunter of forms, of the white stag killed in the off-eye, grain struck, dropped from the husk. Given the distinction between what one does and what one is, between the world ignored and reckoned new, between perfect technique and perfect attunement, between this, here, now, and everything else. Willow and river sand, rain-bangled water. By Granton Fleet and Rothes to Fochabers Iron Bridge and Bothy's tar-streaked by tug-net at the mouth, sheer the space shifts. Wind flattens grey-headed grasses. Gulls lag or lapse to a sable sea. Looking back to real beginnings, felicitous, when the mind goes like a skipping stone across the water, planets at each dip, sun and simple air at every rise. That man, the master of hawks, enjoyed his land free, had a handbreadth of wax candle to feed his birds and light him to bed. When he hunted, hawk and hunter shared the prey.
The Dead-Carn shifting slowly in the drift. Within limits of his competence, which is love, man makes a thing to demonstrate inheritance, assert the roots, draws stock from strength, as love draws breath from love's own kindling. So in my mind stem wakes this river, and mountains backing a coastal plain. The Bin, White Ash, Ben Rinnes in calendar, wakes self, wakes county, established line, marked as the valid topography of mind and changing matter, a judgment, whether larch tassels crimson at Shroving, whether dust at the door of an earth house laid. Wakes Badenoch the wolf, skin webbed at his fingers. Wakes fish from standing stones. Wakes Culbin bells below Marham and shore. Flood cut open the bank. Red clay and outcropping sandstone curdled the silt rust current, broke brimming in the firth like an opened vein.